How you
What's
doing?
up, brother?
What's up? What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm just sitting here taking it easy. How's your holidays?
Everything's good. We being safe, working out, the usual routine.
So, you got some good news though that just came up recently.
I have
How?
invitation to the combine.
Yeah. So how does it feel to get that invitation to the HBCU Combine?
Honestly, it felt good. Like my work didn't go unnoticed. Just try to keep working hard, hard as possible, harder than others. Um, Comparison is a thief of joy, so just be focused on myself and continue to do what I've been doing. I've been doing this for a long time, since a kid.
I hear that. So now when you bring it up, you're talking about being a kid. You're from Connecticut. You played two positions, wide receiver and defensive back. How has that helped you um, be a college DB?
To your question about playing receiver and how it helped me play DB. Um, a lot of DBs, they be saying these are receivers that just can't catch, or people play defense because they can't catch. That's the biggest trait I have, is they able to catch the ball, get my hands on the ball, give it back to the offense to make a play. That's I do that job pretty well, and I take pride in doing it. I look at the game a little different because since I play receiver, I know what receivers like. I know what they don't like. I know what ticks them off. I know what they hate. Um, and I can pick up on tendencies. I watch film a lot uh, with my coaches, by myself, or with my little brother.
And so when you were in high school, though, you said we were talking earlier and you were mentioning how you transferred from one high school to another. Tell me about that transition.
Um, it was a little different. Coming from the inner city, um, and public school in New Haven, and transitioning to a prep school up in Suffield. Extremely different atmosphere, situations. I'm meeting new people, and just learning how to be around different people that don't come from where I come from. We have different mentalities, different mindsets, but at the end of the day, we all on a football team, so it's a brotherhood. And to make it bigger than life, though, I learned valuable lessons being out there because it was a boarding school. So I was away from my family, preparing myself for college. In the classroom, I was getting pushed a lot more academically. That helped me thrive. I'm taking different type of classes, engineering classes. I've never had the resource to take an engineering class in high school.
Mm.
Um, uh, a trade class, just being open to different things. And I was blessed for the opportunity, and I forever in debt to them.
Wow. And what, like, give me, can you give us an example of one of the lessons you learned or some of the lessons you learned?
Um, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So since we all come from different areas, since it was a public school, boarding school, we all come from different areas. I got kids that they come from wealth, they come from a lot of money. Then you got kids who don't come from a lot of money, who's on scholarship at these schools. So when you pull all these kids together, and at the end of the day, we are kids at the time. So some people are more you learn what others fine line is. Like, do not cross a certain line, or you just learn about people's boundaries, and it's always safe to have boundaries in every type of friendship or relationship that you're having. Aside from that, I learned how to really, really, really be coachable uh, in a different way. In public school, my coaching was more so direct, yelling, which is fine. I take any type of coaching, I have no problem. But in prep school, it was more so we studying way more. We looking at film. I really learned how to watch film. Um, I learned how to take constructive criticism. I learned how to really listen to what someone's saying instead of how they're saying it.
Wow. And so now you got all of these, you've transitioned. How did that help you get to Sacred Heart? Or what were things were you able to take now when you first went to Sacred Heart? How did that help you in that environment in college?
Sacred Heart's a PWI. So, and I never looked at it like that at all. I just was like, dang, this is a prestigious university. Uh, when I first got to college, I was ready. Never really got distracted. I made sure my circle was good, made sure the people around was like minded. And that's all just from being in prep school, just knowing how to move outside of where you're from. Because when I went to the university, I'm still away from home, but I was used to it because I did that my senior year. So a lot of the things that people may get distracted with freshman year, it didn't really phase me. Parties and stuff like that, they didn't really phase me because I was already away from home. I already was, quote unquote off away from my parents and stuff like that. Never really had the urge to do anything I wouldn't do at home.
And that helped you. And so that's interesting. Like that, it was more of a life prep, just not just academically preparing you or football preparing you, but it was a life preparation to get you when you got to college, so you'd be able to lock in. Because I
For
get you,
sure.
no homesickness. You know what I mean? Not really stressing about wanting to go home or talk to parents every day the same kind of way, and able to
Not at
lock in.
all.
You probably went through that when you first got to your prep school.
Yeah, kinda. For sure my family, but in the environment surrounding, nah, I'm straight. I'm straight. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
So in all of this, man, like it's interesting because now as you're starting to go and you're going through all those stages in life, you go from your public school to your prep school, and now you're in college, and now you get to a certain point in your career, and you now decide to go to Norfolk State. What talk to me about that decision and that transition.
When I decided to transfer, it wasn't because I was. Some people transfer because of playing time and stuff like that. I was starting, so I have nothing but positive things to say about Sacred Heart University, and they have nothing but positive things to say back about me. Because at the end of the day, it's business, and I carry myself well. I always took pride in moving like a professional. So we we didn't really end terms because I still go back and visit the facilities. I still attended their prospect camp just to show face, and I always got love for them. But it was just more so I fulfilled my commitment to the university. I graduated early. I had extra years of eligibility due to a red shirt and COVID, and I just decided it's time to expand a little more, go a little farther away from home, just to take on a new challenge or really learn more about myself, and which I did coming to Norfolk State.
But how
And
did Norfolk State get into that mix?
mm, so honestly, my coach and the coach at the time from Norfolk State, they were really cool. So he knew I wanted to leave a little bit and expand, and he helped me out do that. So, and when I met the head coach originally, when I took my visit, straight up guy told told me from the jump what he's gonna accept, what he's not gonna accept, and of course you gotta understand, being at a HBCU, different situations, it's a different circumstance, it's a different amount of kids that you get in. Environment plays a part a lot. So me going there, it was more so I took on a leadership role for sure. 100%. And I didn't have a problem taking on that challenge. I didn't have a problem of a lot being expected of me. I asked for that. I didn't have a lot of, mm, I'll say, chances to make mistakes because I got so much I'm not gonna say kids, so much younger adults that's on the teams looking up to me and making sure that I'm on my stuff.
Yeah, and that is. I mean, you step into a new situation, right? And we all know HBCUs have a different set of distractions. Um,
100%.
yeah, and Norfolk State is in a unique place. It's near the beach, right? And it's near some unsavory neighborhoods, right? So you can get mixed up in a whole lot and having fun at Norfolk State. And it's
But to
just
piggyback off that, though,
go ahead.
that also takes into account the lessons that I learned and where I come from. So I come from an environment similar to
Mhm.
like Portsmouth or Norfolk. So like the outside environments that don't affect me because I come from that. I don't have no. I don't. How should I say it? It doesn't phase me. Like I don't. I wouldn't get distracted about a neighborhood or trying to like do something new if I really came from that. So it's like I worked so hard to get out of a situation. I'd never jeopardize it and put myself back into it.
Yeah, and I see you because what you're saying and what I'm getting from that is that it's not new to you. You've been in this situation and that situation. And so because you were in those situations before you even went to college, you were able to adapt and thrive no matter what school or what situation that you were in. And that's interesting because I enjoyed, like personally, I enjoyed being at Norfolk. And I got to watch you play very dynamic defensive back. Um, Once you got there, what was your biggest transition?
The team,
Mm,
academically, I know it's gonna be straight. because I graduated from Sacred Heart with a 3.3. So
Hmm.
I made Dean's List a couple times. So academically, I never was a struggling kid because, yes, I play football, but I'm in school to get an education and degree.
Hmm.
That's something that someone can't take from you.
Yeah.
Just the team, different type of kids. These is different young men. These is
Hmm.
different people from different surroundings and different environments and came up and had a different upbringing. So I took my time to learn the team. I'm observant. I'm really reserved at first. Um, like aside from my talents on the field, off the field, I'm really like I observe and I'm reserved unless you know me. So when I'm just sitting back and talking to other kids, um, I'm telling them the right thing to do because it's a lot of distractions. So I'm just telling them the right thing to do and how to take on that leadership. Uh, and the other biggest trait was or factor was just trying to get everybody on board. To be honest, so
Hmm.
when you win, everything is great. I came from a winning program. I won a lot of conference championships. I won a state championship. I won at every level I was at. Even as a kid, I won the Pop Warner thing in Florida before. So it's like we didn't have the best record, so losing was new to me. And I had to take on the road to. I can't let no type of emotions or feelings dictate the goal that I'm trying to get to or knock me off balance.
Yeah. That's interesting. You know what I mean? Transitioning from a winning program, and now you're in a situation that you're kind of now near the bottom. That could emotionally take a toll on the athlete because
For sure.
it's a new mental space to be in, trying to figure out how to recoup. How did you cope with that and deal with that?
I treated game days like a real game. Like I just try to act like a professional at all times. Going through practice, try new techniques or different things, even when we're losing. Keep my because even at the next level, if I'm so fortunate to get to the next level, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna go 15-0. And that's
Hmm.
just not something that's the norm. So life is a roller coaster. You're gonna have ups and downs. You can't be winning at all times in life. You're never too high. You're never too low. You got to be just right there in the middle.
Yeah. And you talked about the next level. Um, we just talked about you got invited to the HBCU Combine. Has anybody talked to you about the possibilities at the next level?
Absolutely. A couple people. Um, I don't know if they will want me to state it yet though.
Okay. All right. So you've been engaged with some conversations about that.
For sure.
What do you think is your biggest challenge in getting into that space?
Um, well, I know I'm like a solid DB for size, 6 feet 200. That's a good size. Um, I know a lot of teams or any professional team would probably look to move me to like a slot
Mhm.
or nickel position, which is fine with me. I played it all in the back end, but my biggest trait that would help me get there, I just got to out test. I have to do good testing.
Mhm.
That's it. My film speak for itself. My resume speak for itself. I just got to test well and show up. That's it.
Can you
Pass the
share your
test.
goals for testing with us?
Uh, I want to clock. Honestly, for my 40, I want to clock a 4.4 straight like that.
Okay. How many
For
on the
five,
bench press?
um, I'm gonna lose weight though, so it's like it's like a sliding scale. So
Okay.
if you run real fast, you obviously don't have to bench that much. But if you bench a lot, you're probably not gonna run fast because you're gonna be heavier.
Mhm.
So I'm going for, I'm going for, I'm going for 18. I
Okay.
got to. That's a lot, but I have to. I have to. I gotta exceed expectations in order. I come from a small school. HBCU, we small school guys. So you gotta do they gotta do the utmost. We're not about to act like it's a walk in the park to make it to the league. Now you gotta be exceptional.
Yeah, definitely. Did you feel like once you transferred to Norfolk that it would be a bigger challenge?
Yeah, I knew more was gonna be asked of me. Um, for example, in 2023, I took the most snaps on the team. Like, and I didn't know that was gonna happen like that. That wasn't
Mhm.
nothing we talked about. It just how the cards played out. And my coaches trust me to be on the field whether I'm tired or I got 100% energy. They know I'm gonna get the job done. and do the right thing, make the right play, and be smart at the same time. A lot of people that what I'm seeing nowadays in college football, a lot of people are undisciplined.
Mm-hmm.
That's never really been the thing with me. Like, man, we don't really. Those are things that you could control. I like to control the things I could control on the field. Like you
Mm-hmm.
could control an unsportsmanlike call or something like that. I mean, I don't really get into stuff like that.
And so now we talked about what your goals are as far as the combine and what you got to get your measurables to be when you get there. So now,
Hmm.
what has it been like in between the end of the football season and now?
Understanding that you could allow your. My biggest trait is making sure I could give myself a little bit of grace to recover. We
Mm-hmm.
had a stressful season back to back. Honestly, this probably was the toughest season because I didn't really go home at all. I was at Norfolk 24/7. Um, and I didn't do nothing else but play football. Even when we had camp, we did camp early. So I was there since semester ended second week of May. We had camp. I've been there since June. So
Mm-hmm.
that's June, July, August. That's right. We're going right into it back to back to back to back. Just gave my time a little time to recover, and then we hit the ground again running.
Yeah, because y'all had that early game. Y'all played week 0.
Yeah, yeah, week 0. Very difficult though. Very
Yeah,
difficult.
that was an interesting game. Was it extremely hot down there?
Mm, I wouldn't say extremely hot.
No, okay.
Mm-mm.
It was just asking because during that game, that's when you seen a lot of people on the field.
Cramping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, hydrate. You gotta hydrate. I ain't. I'm a knock on wood. I ain't never cramp up before. Like, I don't know. I just hydrate myself, make sure I'm good. Pedialyte, electrolyte, just and make sure you treating your body how you should treat your body. Make sure you know what you're putting in your body. That's it.
I hear that. I ain't gonna hold you too long. But my last question is, now that you've been through this, your college career, and you're going through this process of, God willing, making it to the NFL, what advice would you be able to give any young high school students or younger college students about preparing themselves and getting themselves to have a successful career?
Everybody thinks that um okay, I can start tomorrow. I can start the next day. Do it now. Time is ticking. And as the game continues to develop, people will continue to get better. Those times are to continue to get faster. People are going to continue to get stronger. And offense, for sure, offense has become an offensive game. They're going to continue to be more dynamic and open up things. So trust the process. I know that's ironic, but you got to trust the process. You're not going to be the best person. You ain't going to be the worst person. It's going to be times you have the best game. It's going to be times you have a bad game. But just bounce back from that. But I can speak on that too. I had a bad game before. And the next game, I did something extremely good. And it took national notice. So it's like, learn how to face adversity. Everything can't go crystal smooth for you. And take your grades serious. I see a lot of kids that's be ineligible for academic reasons. Those are things that you can control. Control the controllable. Like let God continue to guide you. Follow his path. If you could do good in school, do good in school. If you could stay out of trouble, stay out of trouble. If you could stay away from things that will not benefit you, stay away from those things that won't benefit you.
I hear you, brother. I appreciate that's a good word. We need to can we get an amen on that a little bit?
Amen.
Well, look, man. I'm wishing you well. I'll be following you, man. I'm pretty sure the rest of the game day is hoping that you make it, man. And thanks again for giving us your time.
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
All right, brother.